Here it is with the sculpted handle. Alright, this is the same knife handle, and I shortened the blade 2 inches. So now instead of 12, it's overall length of 10 inches. And I did that on request of my son-in-law. He wanted a 10-inch version for himself, so I'm going to make him this knife. Same 10-inch knife with the concave point. Same knife there again with the drop point. 10 inches long overall. This is a 10-inch general camp knife. This is the water jet file down here. Got it skeletonized for weight. Just a good all-around camp knife. Use it. This is one of my skinning knives. This is an original design. This profile that I came up with. I've made quite a few of these knives, and then that was before I started using the software, and then with the software I added some refinements. I've profiled the handle a little bit differently, and I have added in skeletonization in the handle. Since this isn't going to be, you're not going to be pounding on this handle and prying on it. This is a flesh cutter, skin and flesh, so you don't need all the beef in there of metal in the handle for no reason, so I've skeletonized it. This will be where the scales will go, so the water jet will come in, cut these holes, and it'll profile out, or cut out all of these notches, and it'll profile the knife. I've got a couple of those on order with the water jet. We'll discuss that in another video. I placed an order to the water jet for some of these profiles. I couldn't wait. I'm at work. I'm actually in Spain at the moment, and I couldn't wait till I get home, so I went ahead and placed the order now for some of them. This is the same overall profile. Basically, I've got a little bit fatter belly, and this hole is bigger for fatter fingers, bigger fingers. Same knife again, just a little bit different. This hole is a little bit smaller. Made a few versions of that just to see what I'm gonna like. This is a completely skeletonized version of that knife. So this is gonna be cut out. These will all be cut out, and it won't have any handle scales. It'll be out of a 5/32 inch thick 440C stainless. I've ordered one of these to be cut out on the water jet, and I'll have a hollow grind on it there. This is a little neck knife I've made. It's a 6 inches overall. It looks huge on the computer, but it's not that big. I've made a couple of these, 2 of them, and they've come out really good. Has a little hole there, and I skeletonized that. And then this is actual water jet profile, and skeletonized the handle. Got your handle pins. And then this is the handle scale will go on there, and then goes in a little sheath. You can see the pictures of this on my Facebook page. Under the album, I've got a couple of the pictures of it, of the ones that I've made. I've made 2 of them, like I said. This is a bushcraft knife. Haven't actually made one of these yet. I'm gonna make one of them when I get home. Have the water jet cut some out, see how it works. If I want to make changes in any way, maybe shorten the blade a tiny amount. We'll see. But I've skeletonized the handle and keep the weight down. There's a ounce, maybe 2 ounces of metal removed there. And that's, like I said, a bushcraft knife, mostly suited for woodworking, whittling, trap making, snares, notches, stuff like that. All your detailed woodworking. That's why it's that shape. It was an 8-inch overall. This one here is 12 inches long. Kind of patterned after the SE6. You can grip up there and be over the middle of your knife. Got a glass breaker. This area here is hole for your bow drill. So this is the water jet pattern down here. Water jet will come in and cut these holes out, cut out the lanyard slot, and then it'll come and cut the profile, it'll cut all the jimping, cut all that up and around, and then I'll do the beveling on it there. It'll be a flat grind. Maybe some of them I'll make with a saber grind. I've ordered like 8 of those in that water jet order that I placed this week. So I'll have 8 of these to experiment with. So keep an eye out. You'll start seeing those come up, and I might try to get some other channels to review them. Send one to them and let them review it, see if they like it, see what things they might like and might not like about it, and then I could consider making changes if it's something that I think would improve the knife. I just did this for fun. My nephew, I've had my nieces and nephews, some of them have come over and built knives with me in the garage. And so I would coach them on how to use the machines, and then they would either use a design of mine or they would come up with their own design, and my nephew came up with a design and he had a guard on his knife, and it wasn't this good, obviously. He's 12. But I put this on there so I can show him, and maybe he'll want to come back and work on another knife. We'll see. That's just a guard. Just kind of put that on there for mostly amusement of myself, and it looked okay. Don't know that I'd ever make one of those unless somebody asked me to. I don't have any interest in one myself. This is kind of a survival version. The clip's not sharpened, so the other one would be a little more of the combat version. This is be more of a survival version. You could actually baton on there. Here you can see the measurements, 11.9997, so basically 12 inches. 7-inch from the front of there, the tip. Inch 1.8 wide at the widest points. Got last year. Oh, I had a friend that owns a pawn shop a couple pawn shops in the town where I live. He asked me for a sword, and so I sketched up this one-handed sword. It's 23.5 inches long, inch and a quarter wide. And it's like an 18-inch long blade. And then got the handle here, and what this will be is cut out of one piece of 1095 that'll be 3 inches wide, so it'll cut that out, and it'll come down and cut this. Well, it'll cut these out first, so the blade and the handle guard and the pommel little head cracker back there will all be cut out of one piece of steel, so it'll all be a one piece. And then this is going to be a stainless steel guard that will slip down over there, and I'll silver solder that on. And then this here is the handle scales. I'll do most probably do a micarta handle scale. He asked for a sword, me to make him a sword, or he said he wanted one. And so I sketched it up and gave him the price. I'll post videos of these profiles as I get to work on them and get the blanks and stuff. But for now, I've just been drawing like mad and really enjoying the drawing because it's really adds a new dimension to my personal creativity over paper. I prefer the computer now over the paper because I can do so much faster and make edits really quick. Well, I've been drawing like mad this last 2 weeks since I started learning to use DraftSight CAD software. And these are the profiles that I've come up with so far. Some of them I already had on pencil, and I've made actually some of these knives. This knife here I've made, I haven't made this exact one, I made the drop point. It's the one that's featured on my channel art. So this is going to be here is the water jet blank. This is what it looks like finished, and this is the handle components. We'll just go through these. This is going to be the same knife in the drop point. Same handle, same blank, other than the point's different. 8 inches long, 1.25 inches wide, made out of 1/8 inch metal. I've made them out of A2 so far. This is a 10-inch Bushman wood camp knife, the clip point. There's the water jet pattern. The same knife in the drop point. I've actually made this one. It's featured on my Facebook page. It's got a black micarta with a brass handle. I've actually sold this one to a guy that I work with. But this is going to be the water jet file. This is a 12-inch one. And what I did, I started making the handles and the blades in a kind of modular or separate from each other so that I could divide the blades, and then I'll show in a different video. I've got a selection of all the blades and all the handles, and you can mix and match blades and handles, and it really is kind of interesting how the knife changes. This knife here was more of a hunting knife with the other blade. We'll see that in just a moment. Then I put this handle on it, and it became a more of a fighting style. Yeah, this is the handle that was on there. Just a good utility handle. It's a 12-inch Punchmaster with a concave point. This is just a flat knife. I'm going to make it out of 3/16. Water jet will come in and cut those, cut the jimping, cut these holes for tying it to a stick for like a spear. Got a lanyard hole back here. Got little grooves right there, so when you paracord wrap, you have something to bite onto. This is a paracord wrap knife. This is actually that same knife, and what I've done is I've taken off that paracord wrap handle and put on this sculpted handle. And what I was talking about earlier, it really changes the appearance and the function of the knife, I believe. Alright, it's the same knife we looked at before, only a concave. This is a 12-inch knife overall, 7-inch blade. There it is with the sculpted handle on it. There's a drop point of that knife. And you notice this slot here, that's so you can run the lanyard down under your hand and through there and have a little loop to hold it onto your hand if you want to. This will be a little choil area. There won't be any won't be sharpened in here, and the cutting edge will start there.